Hi all, we completed the diode part. Next we can see what is a bipolar junction transistor. So bipolar junction transistor or BJT consists of two P regions separated by an N region or two N regions separated by a P region. So it has a three-layer semiconductor device. So this if it is two N regions separated by a P region, we can call it as NPN transistor, or two P regions separated by an N region, we can call it as PNP transistor. So we have two types of BJT, PNP transistor and NPN transistor. So the figure shows the PNP transistor and NPN transistor. We can see that for any transistor we have two junctions, so transistor can be considered as a two diode connected back to back. And we can also see that we have three terminals for a transistor, and this in this figure we can see that the middle terminal or middle section is thin compared to other two sections. So in figure we can see NPN transistor and PNP transistors. So these two junctions, we can see that for NPN as well as PNP transistor we have two junctions. One junction is the emitter base junction and another one is the collector base junction. And in case normally this emitter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. So one more thing we can see that we have three terminals are there, that is called as emitter base and collector, and the middle section is thin compared to other two sections. So we can see that middle P and middle N, we can see that it is very thin compared to other two sections. Why means if the middle region is very small, most of the charge carriers can reach the collector base junction without recombination. So we can increase the current through this reverse biased collector base junction, and the collector current is nearly equal to the emitter current. So we can see that the first terminal we can call it as emitter. So the emitter acts as the injector or emitter of minority carriers, and collector collect the minority carriers emitted from the emitter to base. So we can say that this is called bipolar junction transistor because the current is transferred from a low resistance region, that is forward biased emitter base junction, to a high resistance region, that is reverse biased collector base junction. So that's the name, that means the transistors is derived from the name transfer of resistors. So a change in current at the emitter cause almost same change in current at the collector. That means the collector current is proportional to the emitter current. So because the base is very thin, so the recombination rate is very low. So we can say that the same current is transferred from low resistance region to high resistance region because the emitter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. So for a forward biased junction, the resistance is low compared to the reverse biased junction. So that's the bipolar junction transistor. So next we can see the naming of transistor terminals. So we already said that transistor has three sections of doped semiconductors. The section one side is called emitter and the opposite side is called as collector. So emitter is used to inject the minority carriers to the emitter base junction, and collector is used to collect that minority carriers from base to collector junction. So the middle section is called as base. So we can see that the transistor symbol is given in that we can see the middle section is base and one is the emitter indicated by an arrow. So that arrow indicates the direction of current flow, and the third section is the collector. So we can see what is an emitter. Then the section of one side that supplies charge carriers is called as emitter. Emitter is always forward biased with respect to base, so it can supply charge carriers. For NPN transistor, emitter is made up of n-type semiconductor, so the majority carriers are electrons, so that will supply this electrons to this base region. So at the base side, that electron will act as the minority carriers. And in case of PNP transistor, emitter region consists of holes. So that is the majority carriers in emitter junction. So that holes will move to this emitter base junction, and that holes will act as the minority carriers at the base side. Next we can see that collector. Collector means the section on the other side that collect this charge carriers is called as collector. The collector is always reverse biased with respect to base. So for NPN transistor, collector receives electrons to its junction, and for PNP transistor, collector receives holes to its junction. So we can see that the third region is the middle section, which forms two PN junction between emitter and collector, is called base. So base act as the recombination center. So from emitter side, for a PNP transistor, holes are coming and few holes are recombined at the electrons in the recombines with the electrons in the base region, and remaining holes will move towards the collector region. So next we can see some important factors to be remembered. This transistor has three regions named emitter, base and collector. The base is much thinner than other region. So we saw that in figure. So the emitter is heavily doped, so it can index large amount of carriers into the base. Base is lightly doped, so it can pass most of the carriers to the collector. Collector is moderately doped. So based on the doping, we can say that the base is lightly doped, then the collector, after that the emitter. So emitter is heavily doped. Based on the increasing order of this doping, we can say first base is lightly doped, then collector is moderately doped, then emitter is heavily doped. And based on area, we can say that this collector has a large area because it is need to collect all the charge carriers. Then emitter has a less area compared to collector, and for the base it has a small area that compared to both collector as well as emitter. So we can see that the junction between emitter and base is called emitter base junction, and it is also called as emitter diode, and junction between base and collector is called as collector base junction. The emitter diode is always forward biased and collector diode is reverse biased. The resistance of emitter diode is very small forward, and resistance of collector diode is high, that is reverse. That's why it is called as transferring resistance from low resistance to high resistance. So that's why it is called transistor. So next we can see the transistor working. So first we can see working of an NPN transistor. So first we are forward bias is applied to emitter base junction, and reverse bias is applied to collector base junction. So normal working of transistor is emitter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased, and that region of or that mode of operation is called as active mode of operation. So the forward bias in the emitter base junction cause electron to move towards base. This is an NPN transistor. So at the emitter side, the majority carriers are electrons. So when a junction is forward biased, that majority carriers will move from one side to another side. So that electrons will move from emitter junction to emitter side to base side through that emitter base junction. So that current is called as IE. So we can see in figure the IE is marked. So that is the majority current from emitter side, that is due to electrons in NPN transistor. So as this electron flow towards p-type base, they try to recombine with holes. As base is slightly doped, only few electrons recombine with holes within the base. So the base region is made up of p-type semiconductors. So the majority carriers are holes. Now the electrons are coming from emitter to this base. So we can say that few electrons will recombine with holes in the base, and the remaining electrons will move towards the collector region. So this recombined electron contributes small base current. So the remainder electrons cross base and constitute collector current. So we can say that the electrons coming from emitter side will recombine with holes at the base side. So remaining electrons will move towards the collector side, because collector base junction is reverse bias. So due to this reverse bias, there should be an electric field. So this the electric field accelerates this electrons, so that electrons will easily move towards the collector side. So at the collector side, that collector will collect all the charge carriers. So the recombination at the base side, that will yield small base current, that is marked as IB, and the remaining whole electrons will reach at the collector side, that will contribute the current IC. So we can see in figure there should be IE, IB and IC. So we can say that this I is IB plus IC. Next we can see what is the working of PNP transistor. So for a PNP transistor, the working is based on the forward bias. Emitter base junction is forward biased and the collector base junction is reverse biased. So we can see that for forward bias, we need to collect P side to positive side of the supply, and N side is to negative side of the supply. So the forward bias in the emitter base junction cause holes to move towards base. For a PNP transistor, the emitter is made up of P-type semiconductor materials. So the majority carriers are holes. So that holes will move towards base through the emitter base junction. So that contribute IE. Then as these holes flow towards N-type base, they try to recombine with the electrons. As base is lightly doped, only few holes recombine with electrons within the base. So similar to this NPN transistor, PNP transistor, the base is made up of electrons. So the coming holes will, few of the holes will recombine with electrons at the base and contribute IB. So the remaining holes will move towards the collector side, and that will contribute collector current. So that's the working of transistor. Next we can see the transistor symbol. So here we can see that NPN and PNP transistors are given. So we can see that the base, emitter and collector junction, collector regions are marked for both NPN and PNP transistor. So we can see that the direction of current flow, that is indicated by the arrow present in the emitter. So for an NPN transistor, the arrow is towards the outside, and for PNP transistor, the emitter arrow is towards the inside. So that indicate the current flow direction. Next we can see what are the different mode of operations of a transistor. So first one is the active mode, then the saturation mode, then is the cutoff mode. So the active mode means base emitter junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. So that is the active mode. Normal working of a transistor is under active mode only. Then next is the saturation mode. In saturation mode, we can say that the base emitter junction is forward biased and base collector junction is also forward biased. So that's the saturation mode. And the third one is the cutoff mode. In both junctions are reverse biased. So in this active mode of operation, we can use the transistor as an amplifier, and in saturation mode the transistor will work as an on switch, and in cutoff mode the transistor will work as an off switch.